Kendrick Lamar has built one of the biggest careers in hip-hop without consistently being in the spotlight or talking to the media. But according to Stat Quo, even artists like The Game struggle to get hold of him. So is Kendrick's silence his greatest weapon, or does it create unnecessary confusion? Justin Hunte, Stat Quo, and Glasses Malone have several interesting conversations on a Third Verse podcast. So let's not waste any more time and let's check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dons and donettes everywhere, it's your boy Morgan Heights in the building. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the hype button if you're watching on your mobile. Let's get into it.
Well, I think I want to say this too. Another thing, there's some insight, and I'm gonna say why you on the thing. There's some insight. You know, Dot don't get on the phone with everybody, my nigga. He don't talk to niggas. This what y'all got to understand about Kendrick Lamar. He is not talking to everybody. He talked to Glasses. He's a very few small people that he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with. He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone. And I'm trying to explain. He's like, man, why won't he just talk to me? You know, I'm just like, my nigga, like, hey, man. And I'm explaining to this nigga, everybody ain't the same. I remember having a conversation with Kendrick about that phone and just talking. He's like, that's his vice. Because we were just talking about vices one day. And his vice is being away, like being able to cut things off and cut the world off and no one be able to touch him. Like some people's vice is shopping. He enjoys the fact that niggas just can't get to him.
They want access.
I actually find this really interesting because Kendrick Lamar is now a genuine megastar, but his rise to the top wasn't overnight. It was years of hard work, consistency, and carefully building his career. Then, after the battle with Drake, his profile went through the roof. The attention and notoriety reached another level, and when you are operating at that level, you've got to be very careful about how you move. If you are a real Kendrick fan, you'll know he's always had reservations about the music industry. He talks about wanting the party to die because he doesn't always like the culture surrounding fame and the industry itself. Kendrick has always been someone who keeps his circle small and protects his peace. At the end of the day, he's got a wife, kids, and a family to think about. Keeping himself away from the spotlight as much as possible is probably how he maintains some sense of normality. Now, to some people, that might come across as him thinking he's bigger than everyone else, but I honestly don't see it that way. I think Kendrick is actually a very humble person who understands that protecting your privacy, your family, and your mental health is a part of staying successful for the long term.
They want the access, and he enjoys to dog. We all when you see Dr. Dre, dog, we all admire the fact that at any given time, bro, Dre can cut access off to anyone whenever he wants. Like you cannot get to this man, like literally. You can't get him on the phone, can't get him by his house, you can't see him, you don't know where he at. He is like a ninja. And so like Eminem does that, and that's what I be trying to explain. That's why I was explaining to Game when it came to Dot, but he feels as though because he was one of Dot's inspirations that he should always have that access. Sure. But that's just not what it is. I be trying to people have their own way of having to deal with certain things. And my nigga, people speak to you when it's time to. If he don't have nothing to say, then there's nothing to talk about. I ain't talked to this nigga in years. I'm not offended by it. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it. Cause I know at the end of the day, he got what he needed from me and I got what I needed from him. And now he's an artist doing this great music. And I appreciate the fact that he exists. I don't need to talk to this nigga. I don't need to get on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that actually is a lot. And I get, and you really share some stuff to me that if somebody has sense, they would get a little bit more of how Chuck sees things, because that really matters to him. You know what I mean? And but the truth also is, it's like you gotta let people go out and be the greatest version of themselves. Like one thing with Dot is, as he was succeeding, I was so big. You know what happens when you stop running your own race? There you go. Too many people stop running their own race to try to tap into somebody else's race because maybe that person feels like they're winning their race, or you feel like they can help them win your race, right? And the truth is, like, all the shit I was telling Justin, all the shit that was happening with J. Cole and Drake, I didn't really know because I was too busy running my own race.
I can understand where the Game is coming from. If we look back at Kendrick Lamar's early career, the Game was one of the artists showing him love and helping him put the spotlight on the West Coast. So from Game's perspective, he probably feels like that relationship should always be there and that he should have some level of access to Kendrick. But the reality is, people grow. Everyone moves through different stages in their life and at different speeds. And Kendrick has grown tenfold as both an artist and a person. His life is completely different now. I genuinely believe Kendrick still has love and respect for the game. And I'm sure at some point they'll have that conversation privately when the time is right. At the same time, I think that the game has to understand where Kendrick is in his career. He's one of the biggest artists in the world, and naturally his circle is going to get smaller. As for the whole Not Like Us situation, I think the game knows Kendrick wasn't dissing him. Deep down, I don't believe he really thinks that. If anything, it felt like more of a way of getting Kendrick's attention. And personally, I don't think that was the best approach. One thing Glasses Malone said that really stood out to me was about running your own race. I think that's a great mindset to have. You can't spend your life trying to run someone else's race like it's a relay. Focus on your own journey, build your own legacy, and let everything else fall into place.
The homie hit me, and I gotta say this, the homie hit me when the battle was about to start. He said, man, this nigga really need to talk to you, bro. This nigga really need to talk to you. So we talked, and he's like, man, what you think? And I'm like, man, just be the culture. Don't try to be nothing else. Just be the culture, bro. If you be the culture, bro, you're gonna spank him, bro, because he don't got it to offer. Right? And I remember he had finished the first song and conversation came across. Man, you want to hear it? No. What I look like telling you about records, what I look like really trying to give you advice. Even when the battle was over, I remember thinking like, and him doing shit, I'm like, bro, you somewhere where we never even thought existed, Stack.
Exactly.
We never thought a nigga from Compton, from around the way, that I don't even think I saw fucking, like, you're like Michael Jackson when we were kids. Like, you're at that place, and now it's bigger places, but you're at a place that we didn't even thought existed for hip hop. Like, you're doing a stadium tour, bro. Just do your thing. And that's the best advice in the world you gave him, because you really should only be talking to a therapist. You don't got to talk to me about what you think creatively. Like, I can give you, because I've gave him advice even on this run, and I think some of the advice he's used. But really, that's just where I'm at that time. Bro, what you got going on, cuz, is like out of this world, bro. And I'm so proud and impressed. And I don't want to fuck it up neither.
I think when you see one of your friends become successful, one of the most important things you can do is learn how to support them from a distance. If they need your advice, if they need your help, or if they genuinely need you to step in, you should always be there. But at the same time, allowing people the space to grow, evolve, and enjoy the success they've earned is just as important. A lot of celebrities struggle because they have people around them who become a burden. They have hangers-on, people who always want something from them, people who want to stay connected to the success without actually contributing to it. Sometimes the hardest part of reaching the next level is accepting that not everyone from your past can come with you on that journey. I also think a lot of artists feel guilty when they become successful because they've reached a level that their friends and people around them haven't. They feel like they have to bring everybody along with them, but that's not always realistic. Everyone has their own path, and sometimes the best way you can love and support someone is by allowing them to continue growing without putting expectations or pressure on them. And I think that's what Glasses Malone is really saying when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. It's not that he doesn't have love or respect for Kendrick, it's actually the opposite. He's acknowledging that Kendrick has reached a level where he doesn't need someone giving him advice from a place they haven't experienced themselves. Real friendship isn't always about being in the room or being involved in every decision. Sometimes real friendship is being able to step back, watch someone win, and genuinely be happy for them. Kendrick Lamar will understand that because that's what authentic support looks like.
Exactly. I don't want to bring you back where I don't want to ground you. Like, I know you need grounded, and I'm sure in the moment when you really need to be grounded, you would be like, gee, what's up? And I'll tell you, but bro, when you float that high, bro, like, yay, like, you don't need to be grounded. Like, you already up there. Whatever you got, whatever your moms and dad and your homeboys and all of us programmed you with, it's still there, up there. But no, nigga, don't be trying to snatch a nigga down. And that's how I feel even with Chuck. Like, bro, like, I don't know what you thinking, but how do I argue with victory? How do I argue when niggas is paying you
Yeah.
How do you argue with you when niggas is paying you what they paying you to come see you and people talking about you all the time and they digesting your content? That's like whack. How could I argue with whack when it's working?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him to be a real nigga. For sure, one thing whack know is Glasses Logo is a real nigga. Gang know Glasses Logo real nigga. Dot know Glasses Logo real nigga. Charlemagne know Glasses Logo real nigga. I ain't never met cuz you know I'm a real nigga. But guess what? Real nigga ain't paying a real nigga ain't doing what they ain't. The audience is not paying for real niggas. That ain't what they buy. They buy exactly. The niggas that they think exist. And that's just the fact. Like I can't argue. You know what I mean? I'd be a fool to try to argue with that.
I think Glasses Malone is right when he talks about how much the internet thrives on a facade and a fantasy. A lot of the content that gets the most attention is built around creating narratives, exaggerating situations, and sometimes selling people an image that isn't necessarily reality. And the people who create those fantasies can often get rewarded massively because that's what attracts clicks, views, and engagement. For me, I enjoy conversations like this because they feel authentic. They're not built around pretending, creating drama, and pushing a false narrative just to get attention. There's a difference between having an interesting conversation and creating a fantasy that people are expected to believe. That's why I'm always going to approach things from a place of reality. I'll go as far as the conversation naturally takes me, but I'm not interested in forcing a storyline or entertaining far-fetched ideas just because they sound exciting. Hip-hop culture has always been rooted in authenticity. It comes from real experiences, real struggles, real creativity, and real storytelling. The artists I respect and the music I connect with are the ones that represent that truth. That's always going to be my approach. Celebrating real artists, having real conversations, and staying connected to the culture from the soil it came from.
Shit that was happening with J. Cole and Drake, I didn't really know because I was too busy running my own race. When Doc put out an album, I tap in, I go to the in-store, buy it, buy the vinyl, tell him congratulations, proud of him, talk to him, it's my opinion, then I go back to running my race. But at no time, including right now, do I think Doc can help me win my race. And that is the difference to me with Chuck. Chuck feels like other dudes could help him win his race. So he like, man, why you don't want to help me win? I genuinely believe in my heart of hearts, Doc could not help me win my race. I swear to God. I don't think Dr. Dre at this point can help me win my race. None of these niggas, Snoop Dogg, can help me win my race. I got to run my race because my race look like how it looked. So no matter what Dot is.
There's been a bunch of artists and media people who've been compromised since the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle happened. And they've gone so far over to one side that now they feel like, well, if I go there, if I go to that show, if I go to that concert, I'm betraying that person or I'm not being authentic. Where was Game at the pop out? Are you telling me that the Game couldn't have been there at the pop out show? He would have been embraced. But maybe he thought, raw, if I do that, I'm compromising the bag or I'm compromising my friendship with Drake.
Like, I'm proud of you. Like when he was doing the stadiums and shit, I was like, oh man, nigga, I'm proud. Nigga, we never thought that, nigga. I'm not trying to go to the show. I done saw you at a club.
Yeah.
I saw you perform every night. I know what it looks like. I don't need to see. I'm not more amazed because more people like you. I saw you when it was 100 people. It don't matter, it's 100,000. I'm proud of you, but I need to run my race as well. So, and I don't think Dot could help me. I did a song with Dot called Thuggin'. It's a great song. That shit didn't do no better than no other song I got. You got to run your own fucking race. Now, if Dot decided like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna stop doing everything I'm doing and I'm gonna focus on Glasses like I'm a little ass kid. Sure, maybe something different could happen. But who the fuck, what type of grown man gonna sit around and, you know what, hey, you know what, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing and here, I'm gonna just focus on Glasses. Bro, that shit just, you know what I mean? Like, that's just weird. Not saying like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, like Game ran and shit. I don't think Game could help me win my fucking, bruh. Once you realize that all of our races are independent of each other, You know what I'm saying? Then you realize all these other people can only, if you don't even know how to position them. Like that's the thing about like Dot. Like I got a song with Dot now, and I'm like, I don't know what this shit mean. Like they not finna let me go to Spotify and look out for me and let me run it up and shit. And sure to go on this cover page and I'll get 4 million views. No, man, how do I get another gold plaque? I got 2. I want a platinum plaque to go with these 2 gold plaques. How do I do that? And it ain't gonna come from him. It just ain't. It don't work that way. I get it. I remember being bright-eyed to the feature. Oh, man, you get the feet. That shit ain't like that. And you get it. So Chuck is still, again, what makes Chuck such a dope artist, especially as somebody making an album, is his imagination for story. So I'm sure he like trying to get Dot on the phone. He feel like he could use Dot more and Dot to help him do this. It's like, you know, and I'm sure people was in his ear like, man, well, if Dot did this, then I will do this. If it start with that, this the wrong deal. If it start with, man, you got Dot on there, then I could make this, bro, that's the wrong deal. That's the wrong fucking deal, bro. That's the wrong situation. I used to be on Dre. Dre owed me a beat. I still want that beat. But I realized that beat ain't gonna help me fucking do what I want to do. Who gonna work it?
Shit.
Who gonna work it? Who gonna spend the fucking money needed to make this shit work? Who the fuck? You know what I mean? So I think sometimes like you start thinking other people control your success. And I think that can even happen to somebody as successful as Game.
The biggest gem from this conversation is the reminder that we all have to run our own race. At the end of the day, when we reach the finish line, the only person we are truly accountable for is ourselves. Shout out to Justin Hunte, Stat Quo, and Glasses Malone for sharing these powerful perspectives. The full episode is available in the description below. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, people. It's your boy Morgan Heights in the building. I'll see you next time. Peace.